Microphone check, mic check. Sure this is on. Alright, you guys, we're gonna start at 1. Waverly is going to give a talk. If you guys have any questions or you need something repeated or you want to go more in depth about anything, just comment below. There is like a slight delay just because it's a live stream, so when you guys comment, you'll be commenting after we've already said that, so we'll have to backtrack that and then cover it. So try to be specific with it, with whatever your questions are. We still have 13 minutes till we're live, so just make sure you guys are back here at 1 o'clock because we're going to start at 1.
I was about to close the door, but I don't want to pull your stand down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2. Okay.
We got about 8 minutes till we actually start.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
There's some students already viewing, so if you want to preface what you're going to talk about, or see if there's anything that they actually want to,
Okay.
they want you to cover more in depth.
All right. Basically, what we're going to talk about today is getting the foundation of your business together. It's important that you not only work in your business. A crucial mistake that a lot of business owners make is they do not work on their business. So you need to have a really tight back end, meaning paperwork, bank accounts, and the proper business structure. A lot of you guys probably know a lot of business owners that when this COVID-19 hit, they didn't get any type of financial assistance. I know several businesses, unfortunately, that actually went out of business. And I'm not just talking about barbershops, I'm talking about restaurants, some car repair shops, and of course barbershops and salons. I know several that went out of business. They were not able to secure any grants or loans for their business because they quite frankly did not have their business structured right. So at the end of the day, they just really put a sign up in the front of a building and said, I'm open for business, but didn't have an LLC set up, an S Corp, things of that nature. They didn't have a tax ID number, the proper permits and stuff like that. So you want to be prepared. You want to have your foundation. In order for anything to grow properly, it has to have a strong foundation. And that's what basically we're going to talk about today. So hopefully you guys will take notes. And because today you're going to walk away with at least 5 to 10 different things that you can do to have your business in place before you even get your barber license. And the stuff that I'm going to tell you is pretty universal, meaning it doesn't necessarily have to be for a barbershop. I know plenty barbers, licensed barbers, that they still cut hair professionally, but they have broadened their horizons into other things. For instance, Sonny, the gentleman that's filming this right now, he has several businesses. I got a few other businesses. You know, I kind of dabble in the real estate a little bit. So it's other businesses that's out there that you can do. You don't just have to do barbering. And the things that I'm going to discuss can be across the board foundationally. So again, it's not just for barbering. So I hope you guys take some notes. And again, you can have your business foundation solidly set up by the time you graduate barber school, even without a barber license, if you do the things that I'm about to discuss. So hopefully this will help some people out there. You said we're streaming live?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Okay.
The actual demos, the students don't have to actually be in until 1. I mean, we have people that are coming in earlier, but
Okay.
so we're not going to start until 1.
All right. Well, since we go stream live, I'm gonna stream live for my Facebook, if you don't mind.
It's fine.
Is it somewhere I can just set my phone up? Find Facebook. All right, that should work. Okay, cool. Check in. LaBarberia. So when, you're saying actually when they actually check in, this is the guys that checking in to today? All right, sweet. All right, so as you guys see, we got my man Sonny. He's one of our IT social media guys here at LaBarberia, and what we're doing now is I'm going live. Our students are about to be checking in here, and we're going to discuss business. And it's important to know the things that we're about to discuss, or tell me when we go.
We got 2 minutes until.
2 minutes? Okay, so hopefully we're gonna get some people to come on in here, and we're gonna talk business here at LaBarberia Institute of Hair. Make sure everything is good. Sound is still good. And after this is over, you'll be able to take this snip and repay it, Sonny?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. All right, all right, all right. So I should start promptly at 1 o'clock? All right.
I don't know if they want to wait till like 1:05. I mean, they have time to come in. I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start promptly. They know me, man, and I'm very, very, you know, I believe in being on time. So if they're supposed to be in by 1 o'clock, we go start at 1 o'clock. And again, if you, they'll be able to go back to it, right? All right, all right. So hello, Facebook people. So we're over here at LaBarberia Institute of Hair, and we're discussing business. I got some online students. In the new COVID-19 era, we're going to, we had to switch some of our classes around, and so we're doing some online stuff. So I'm going to begin. Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Willis. I am an instructor here at LaBarberia Institute of Hair, the Cleveland Barber College. And to our students, hello, hello, hello. And I am so happy and proud that you guys have chose to enter the world of entrepreneurialism. And I say entrepreneurialism and not just barbering, because the things that we're going to discuss today are a foundation for your business across the board. It doesn't necessarily have to be a barbershop. So let's jump into it. Again, my name is Mr. Willis. I'm an instructor here at LaBarberia Institute of Hair. I'm also the director of outreach. That means basically all of the charity events. I coordinate that when we go out into the community and cut hair at churches, rec centers, you name it, we've been there. So I'm proud. I've been here for a little while. I'm also the owner of the proud owner of Urban Cuts Barbershop, which is one shop in 2 locations. We got a shop over on 111th and Detroit Avenue in the Cadell / Detroit Shoreway neighborhood. I also have another location in the old Brooklyn neighborhood. If you are going to be in business, I just shot you with an elevator speech, an elevator speech, an elevator speech. An elevator speech is a speech that you give to someone that you say in passing, because not everyone wants to hear what you have to say. They're not going to sit around and talk about your business for 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, you know? So you got to have some type of elevator speech prepared as to who you are, what you do, and how to get in contact with you. So that was just an off the grid type of thing here. So just to let you know a little bit about myself, I've been cutting hair since I was a little bitty kid, 8 years old. And cutting hair is really one of the only things that I do well. Through many years of trials and errors, I found out that I developed another skill set for business. And I coach a lot of businesses here in Cleveland, strictly for passion. I don't charge money or anything of that nature. So when the school asked me to do a business class, I thought it was right up my alley, because I feel like it's a lot of people with a great skill set out here, meaning you do something and you do it really well, but on the back end, things are really raggedy. Now, again, we're in the COVID-19 era, and I know myself, and I know you guys know some business owners, or some businesses, I should say, that did not get any funding. And I know several businesses, unfortunately, during this COVID-19 era that went out of business, or they're in the process of going out of business. And I'm not just talking about barbershops, I'm talking about salons, I'm talking about restaurants, car repair facilities, bakeries, things of that nature. A lot of people are going out of business because they weren't able to secure any grants, which if you're a business owner, you always want grants. We try to stay away from them loans, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, especially in a disastrous situation like the COVID-19 era. So again, so it's a lot of businesses that did not survive it because they had a great skill set working in their business, but they had not spent the time working on their business. And that's a very good lesson, a great lesson that I learned from one of my mentors, Cheryl Perez. She taught me at a class that I had with the President's Council. So remember, you have to not work only in your business, you have to work on your business. And when I say on your business, that means you have to tie things up on the back end, meaning get your LLC, get your business bank account. At first, you know, it's a lot of people that I got working in the background, my accountant and attorneys and things of that nature that have helped me. But in the beginning, it was a one-man band. I did everything myself because, quite honestly, I couldn't afford all of that stuff. So just be prepared. Again, congratulations on entering into the world of being an entrepreneur. Get ready. It's about to be a roller coaster ride. But I want you to dream, but don't dream small. Dream big. Dream big. Dream huge. If your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. So let's get into it. Just to let you know, I own Urban Cuts. I've owned it for 12 years. It's 2 locations. I opened up my first location in May of 2008, and I opened up my second location in August of 2014. Collectively, I have 11 barbers working under the Urban Cuts brand. And when I say, I never say my barbers that's working under the Urban Cuts brand, they work for me, because they do not work for me. They work for themselves. That's why a lot of people choose to become a barber, because they want to work for themselves. And again, the things that I'm about to discuss, you can use these basic business principles and apply them to any business. And that's the beautiful part about it. So I know plenty of barbers that not only own a barber shop, but they own a restaurant, things of that nature. I know barbers that are police officers. We do a lot of different stuff, and that's the beautiful thing about working for yourself, about being an entrepreneur. They say entrepreneurs are the crazy people that will walk away from a solid 40-hour-a-week job, good benefits, good perks, a good salary. We're the crazy people that'll walk away from something like that to go work 80 hours a week for ourselves, and especially starting out, not make any money. But you get to control your own destiny, control your own shots. A lot of people make the mistake when you're working for yourself. They don't treat it like it's a real job. And you got to understand, if you go work really hard for 40 hours a week for someone else, shouldn't you work harder for yourself? Yes, you should. Okay, I've blabbed long enough. Let's get into it. The first thing you want to do when you're starting a business, and again, it's not just a barbershop, it's any business. You want to choose your business name. No, you don't want to choose your name first. You want to do your market research. I'm sorry. You want to conduct your market research. And that'll let you know if there's an opportunity to turn your idea into a successful business. Now, before I opened up Urban Cuts Barbershop, I started at a barbershop. A friend of mine owned it, and it was not in the greatest neighborhood. And I learned a lot. And remember this, you can learn what to do, or you can learn what not to do from people, so take that in mind. In this barbershop, the owner, he was a really good guy, but he was kind of out there in the streets. And the environment at this shop, the culture of this barbershop, it wasn't that great. It was guys selling drugs on the side of the building. They in the back playing cards, shooting dice. And I knew that that's not, when I finally was going to open up my own barbershop, I wasn't going to have an environment like that. And it's not a knock against the guy that owned it. He was rarely there because he was out handling his business elsewhere. So I was, in a way, now that I look back, I was conducting market research. So I'm the creepy guy that I'm up in the middle of the night on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm searching and I'm looking at all of my competitors to see what they're doing good. And there's some really, really, really good barbers in Cleveland, some really quality barbershops, some really good owners. And the top 5 are the shops that I keep my eye on, because those are the shops that I compare myself to. So you want to see what your competition is doing and what can you do different. And every time I meet a new class of barber students, I pose a question to them. And I ask them, as a potential new customer, and this can be if you're a restaurant owner, you own a car repair shop, a bakery, whatever, what's gonna make me as a potential client leave my home and pass 10 other businesses like yours? What's going to make you different? What's going to make me not stop at those other businesses? What's your niche? And for an example, Urban Cuts Barbershop is 3 different things that I think set us apart from a lot of shops. Not all shops, but a lot of shops in Cleveland. After me, again, doing my market research. And the initials are PMA. The first one is professionalism. It's a lot of great barbers again out there, but I think that one of my biggest assets, and don't get me wrong, I cut hair really well, all types of hair. I think one of my biggest assets is the fact that I'm very, very professional. If your appointment is at 12 o'clock, the chair will be open at 12 o'clock. I'm always going to smile. I'm going to give you good conversation, and I'm going to give you a great service. So that's one of the things. PMA, professionalism. The other thing that Urban Cuts was founded on was multiculturalism. Both of my barbershops are multicultural barbershops. I have had to let a lot of barbers go because they just quite simply did not know how to cut every kind of hair. The world is changing. It's a lot of different varieties of hair, and that's the beautiful thing about the world. So you want to be multicultural and well-versed. So PMA, professionalism, multiculturalism, and availability. Both of my locations are open, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, nor 6, but 7 days a week. So what is it that's going to make your business stand apart? The second thing, you need to write your business plan. It's great to have those big dreams, but at some point you need to put it on paper. And I know I sound old school for the people, the new, put it in your tablet, your whatever you record stuff in or on, put it in there. Your business plan is the foundation of your business. It's like a roadmap. And if you try to keep everything in your head, you're only human. You're going to forget some things. And I keep a little small tablet with me. And when I get ideas in my head, I write stuff down and then I put them inside my laptop. You know, so write your business plan down. You have to have it recorded somewhere. Now, you have to fund your business. Fund, F-U-N-D. Your business plan will help you figure out how much money you'll need to start your business. And if you don't have that amount on hand, you'll need to either raise it or borrow the capital. Fortunately, there are more ways than ever to find the capital that you need. It's a million different ways in 2020 to find money. And I know that's hard to believe, but the money's out there. You might have to dig for it, but you can fund your project. Pick your business. The next one, pick your business location. You've all heard this. Location. Your location is very important. Your business location is one of the most important decisions you'll make. Whether you are setting up a brick and mortar business or launching an online store, the choices you make could affect your taxes, legal requirements, and your revenue. You know, if you're opening up a barbershop or some other business that's brick and mortar, they say you want to open your business on a busy street and around other businesses. Now, these bullet points that I'm talking about now, I think down the road I'm going to go further into each one, but for this class, these are just the basics. And again, these are the things that you need to do to start a business. So I hope it's helping. Choose the next one. So we're on the fifth one, the fifth bullet point. Choose a business structure. The legal structure that you choose for your business will impact your business registration requirements, how much you pay in taxes, and your personal liability. So you need to choose your business structure. And I know when you get into business structure and things of that nature, that's when people kind of walk away and it can get fuzzy. Again, I'm going to go into this stuff a little more down the road. The sixth bullet point, choose your business name. It's not easy to pick the perfect name. You want to find a name that reflects your brand and captures your spirit. You'll also want to make sure your business name isn't already being used by someone else. I want you to think long and hard for your business name because I think it's important. As far as your name, when you start your business, people are going to ask you about your business and about your business name. Everybody loves a good story. And you as the owner, everybody loves a good story. People ask me all the time, hey Waverly, hey Mr. Willis, how did you get into cutting hair? This is my story. My mother, Wardell Willis, God rest her soul, she was the single parent of 1 girl and 3 boys. She could not afford to take us to the barber. And I was a kid. My mother used to cut our hair about every 3 weeks. And she did a terrible, terrible job at it. All the kids would laugh, point fingers, and make jokes at my haircut. So I remember like it was yesterday, my mother sat me down to do my every 3-week haircut. She was coming towards my head with the clippers, and I grabbed her wrist. I said, Mom, can I just please cut my own hair? My mother said, I don't care who cuts your hair as long as it gets cut. And so I was my first customer. I began cutting my own hair. And guess what, everyone? I did a terrible job at it. Same results. Kids were still laughing, pointing fingers, and making jokes about my haircuts. But like with anything, you get better when you practice and practice and practice. So soon thereafter, the same kids that was laughing and pointing fingers at me were the same kids that were pulling me to the side, asking me to cut their hair. And my mother's basement was filled every Saturday morning with kids from my school and kids from my neighborhood. And my mother would come downstairs and count how many people, how many kids was in her basement. I was charging $3 for haircuts at that time, and my mother was charging me $1 per person for her electricity. So I was being charged booth rent at a very early age, and I guess that's when the entrepreneurial sparked in me. So again, everybody loves a story. Have a story when you're choosing your business name. Have a story as to how you got into business. And it's just my personal opinion. When you choose a name, put what you do in your name. For instance, the gentleman that's taking this doing this video right now, he has a cup on the table. It's called Smoothie King. What do? Obviously, they make smoothies. My barbershop is called Urban Cuts Barbershop. The school, the institution that I'm in right now is LaBarberia Institute of Hair, the Cleveland Barber College. Now, we got so many people that have businesses, and I'm gonna give you an example, and I hope, no one gets offended. You got a barbershop, for example, and it's just simply called Joe's. So, but you also got Joe's Barbershop, you got Joe's Towing, Joe's Restaurant, Joe's this or Joe's that. Whatever your business name is, put whatever your business is in your name. The next bullet point, register your business. Once you pick the perfect business name, it's time to make it legal and protect your brand. Again, let me say that again. Once you've picked the perfect business name, it's time to make it legal and protect your brand. If you're doing business under a name different than your own, you'll need to register with the federal government and your state. So, at the beginning of this, for those of you that just chimed in, it's a lot of businesses that are currently going out of business because they did not have the right infrastructure in place. Meaning, just because you are baking really good pies and you selling pies, when the COVID-19 hit and everybody had to shut down, a lot of businesses were not able to get any emergency funding because their business structurally was not sound. So again, register your business, and you'll have to go through a few little things and get with people that are already doing what you want to do and just pick their brain. You want to register your business though. The old days of grandma and granddad just slapping a picture, a sign on the front of a building and just opening the doors up for business, that's dead. We cannot do that anymore. A lot of businesses, they go out of business because it's not structurally sound. The next one is get federal and state tax ID. So you want to get your tax ID number /EIN number. You'll use your employer identification number or EIN for important steps to start and grow your business, like opening up a bank account and paying taxes. Let's talk about the taxes. If you're a barber, you need to pay your taxes because at some point, if you 5, 10, 15 years in this business and you claiming that you only made $12,000 and $15,000, that's not gonna get it. Eventually, Uncle Sam is gonna tap you on the shoulder and say, look, you've been a barber for X amount of years, you're not making 12,000, we think you make 75,000, and you need to pay us taxes on that. Now, you gotta be reasonable with this thing. And the thing is, the stuff that I'm telling you now, eventually, back to one of the first steps I told you, you're gonna have to fund your business, or if you're already in business, you're gonna need more funding for expanding. You're gonna wanna scale up, things of that nature. So you're gonna have to go to a bank, credit union, or some type of funder one day, and they go ask you questions like, how long you having a business, and how much, let me see your taxes. You literally can walk in a bank with a shoebox with $1 million in it, and that banker is going to ask you, how much money did you claim for your taxes? They could care less about that. The days of just cash money is gone. And I know we got some old school philosophies and mentalities of cash is king. I respectfully beg to differ. I think credit is king. They want to see what you got on paper. They want to see how much you're worth. And that $1 million in the shoebox does not really tell them anything. The next thing, you want to apply for licenses and permits. Keep your business running smoothly and staying legally compliant. The licenses and permits you need for your business will vary by industry, state, location, and other factors. Again, the days of you just putting a sign up on the front of a building, that's not good. That's not sound anymore. And in today's society, what I want to do, and the business owners that I network with and talk to, we want to create this thing called generational wealth. Say it with me, generational wealth. If you don't have a solid foundation, how can you pass something along to your child, to your nephew, or any other family member? I can't hand you a foundation if it's crumbling, and I can't grow my business if it doesn't have a solid foundation. So you need to apply for your licenses and your permits. And then the next one I got is open a business bank account. I got an accountant. Her name is Robin Boyd. She's top 4 in Northeastern Ohio, and she has Essential Accounting. And I was very stupid. I was paying a lot of stuff out of my business bank account, and eventually that caught up to me, and we're not gonna go all into that. But once you set up your business account, pay for stuff for your business out of that business account. Don't go to dinner on that business account. Make things very streamlined, especially for those of you that have issues with child support and things of that nature. You want to be able to separate you from that business. And God forbid, if something was to happen in your business, you want to have your business LLC separated from you. So if a client, customer, what have you comes in your business and they slip and fall on the floor, your business can't get sued. When you create a business, and so to speak, you are creating a whole new entity. So for me, for instance, I have Urban Cuts Barbershop LLC, and I have Waverly Willis. So when I'm inside of my business, anything that happens, God forbid again, if anything happens legally and they wanted to sue me, they wouldn't sue Waverly Willis. They would sue Urban Cuts Barbershop LLC. That is the important part of businesses. And that will still keep you solid structurally. Things happen in business and you just want to be prepared. So, and now I want to talk a little bit about theory about business. Let's talk about the difference between a paper professional and a professional. And I'm going to give you an example. Everybody that has a driver's license cannot drive. Do you agree? I think you would agree with that. So what I'm saying is, it's a lot of guys that got barber licenses on the wall that say they can cut hair professionally, but they don't conduct themselves in a professional manner. And so I get so much new clientele every month coming from other barbershops. And it's not because I cut hair well, it's just because people say, I heard that you were really professional. The fact that my business opens up on time, every day, 7 days a week, things like that can set you apart. It's nothing worse than going to a restaurant on Friday and you want some fish and they're advertising fish fry Friday and they run out of fish. I'm not saying, I mean, things happen, but things like that, it's really no excuse in my book. So again, don't be a paper professional. Be a professional. Whatever it is you do it well. Do it like a ballerina would do it. You know, I heard a pastor say it's nothing like knowing that God has blessed you to sincerely do your thing. And I said thing with an A in it. So do your thing and do it well. Do it professionally. And that's all I got for today. Again, I'm going to go over these things one by one or maybe a couple at a time. We're going to just go deeper into business. But if you just do those things, I know it might have been a little overwhelming and we can talk. I'm always willing to help anybody out that's thinking about it. And you on my out there, if you thinking about starting a business, before I opened the barbershop, I couldn't cut this thing right here. This thing on the top of my neck, I can't cut this thing off at night. So if the powers that be is chugging and pulling on you and keeping you up at night, go for it, go for it, go for it. You don't want to be that person that wait 5, 10 years down the road and see somebody doing your business, your idea, your dream, but they're not doing it half as well as you would have done it. So go for it. If you got something that's egging you on, please reach out to me. Again, this is Mr. Willis from the LaBarberia Institute of Hair. We're talking business, and that's one thing. Again, you want to make your business set itself apart from other businesses. This is one thing we do at LaBarberia. We really set our students up for success in business. We just don't teach them how to cut hair. We teach them how to be business people. So with that